oh, there is no problem, there is no problem, there is no problem, let's not talk about it. Shh. There is a problem, my dear friend. This happens to be one of the biggest mistakes in a relationship, where you let others speak for you. From their family comes in between and tries to give some yarn that do this, try this, do this, try this. Parents or the third person can never understand what both of you go through in a relationship. Yes or no? If this happens with you, just imagine you had an argument and the parents of your partner are giving you some yarn. Now, you cannot reciprocate to the parents, to that person's parents, because you know that they are elders to you. You will have certain amount of respect and you will not just vocalize whatever comes in your head. And this feeling, you'll bury it deep, which will turn into bitterness in future. So a better approach is to talk for yourself and sort out the matter than inviting your next door Sharma uncle to help you out. Remember this. This is really important if you want to save your relationship. Else, the moment you get some outsiders involved into your relationship, they will have a cup of tea, they will talk about here and there, and then they'll say, you know it, right? The second happens to be valuing the cultural differences. Yes. Let me share something personal with you, which is a part of my personal life. So my wife and I come from two different cultures. While she belongs to a Sikh community, I belong to a Baniya community. And we both have made efforts to understand each other's culture. We value the differences and are considerate of the words that we choose while talking to each other and also to the family members. Cross-cultural communication can be challenging. If we won't do that, then knowingly or unknowingly, we will offend someone. I mean, you might use humor, you might use sarcasm, you might use some joke, not realizing that the other person might get hurt. Similarly, when you talk to your colleagues, your friends, you have to be sensitive before passing on any comment. Any personal remark on religion, race, caste, gender can negatively affect your relationship with that person. Be mindful. Be mindful of the words that you choose and value the cultural differences. You're bound to have it. We live in such kind of world where we don't work only with those who are from our religion, our community, our caste, our creed. It is a global phenomenon where everyone comes together and interacts and works together. So it's very important for you to be considerate of the differences that come along with the person. And that will help you avoid differences, because when you work as teams, teams are formed based upon skill set, based upon the contribution that everyone brings, not based upon the religion, not based upon the caste, not based upon the creed. So you ought to understand that how you can complement, how you can contribute without bringing this difference in between. Makes sense? The third one happens to be avoiding difficult conversations. We should not talk about this. See, nobody has dared to raise this issue. We don't talk about these things in this family. We don't talk about these things in this organization, okay? So nobody has done that, so don't try to do the same. We often fear that if we go deeper into difficult conversations, then it will mess it up further. Happens? You try to avoid difficult conversation because you know that it might mess it up. However, it is not true. If you ignore, the problem would get out of hand. It's not like that, oh, there is no problem, there is no problem, there is no problem, let's not talk about it. Shh. There is a problem, my dear friend. And the only way to address that problem is to talk and discuss. The single best way is to communicate. Even though nobody has talked about it in the family, in the society, in the organization, you need to talk it out to find a solution. It would be difficult. Yes, it will not be easy. You will receive a lot of hate. You will be questioned. You will be kind of like, hey, you're an outlier. It would be difficult in the starting, but meaningful in the end. Else, you can continue with what is happening and then be a victim. Don't complain. And why is this? Either question, seek answers, or be a blind follower. Choice is yours. The next mistake is trying to be right. There are 3 truths to every situation: your truth, your partner's truth, and the objective reality. Remember, you are not right. He is not wrong. You are not wrong. She is not right. You both are just different. You both are just different. If you always try to prove yourself right, then you will not have the patience to listen to others' perspectives. The conversation will be one-sided, and you will never be liked by someone because you always want to be right. It happens. It happens. The person is not able to take this criticism that, hey, I think you're not right, or you don't make sense, or you're not, or like you're wrong. The moment someone hears these kind of words, they feel, hey, how can I be wrong? My father said that, hey, you are my brave son, you are my ideal daughter, you can never be wrong, and the world is wrong. And if anyone questions you that, hey, there's something wrong about it, you're like, hey, nobody can say this to me. My father never told me this. My mother never told me this. Who are you to tell me that I am wrong? I've seen people leaving their homes just after marriage, within a month, within a week, because they were raised like a delicate damsel, where nobody questioned them, where nobody made them realize that, hey, there's a problem with you. They were like, how dare you say this to me? So kindly get used to that you will never be right always. Try to be open to different perspectives. The last one is bringing up issues at the wrong time. I understand that you can dance in front of anyone when you are drunk. Happens. You must have seen people dancing and doing whatever comes to their mind when they are heavily drunk. But will you speak up anything when you are in your senses? No. Right? It is good to be open and honest in a relationship, but knowing when and where to talk about matters. I've seen people talking about their personal life in front of anyone. Things that have happened long back, you try to bring it up at the wrong time. It is good to be open and honest in a relationship, but know when you have to talk and what you have to say. Generally, when we are angry, when we are depressed, when we are not in a stable state of emotion, we say things that should not have been said. As a result, we realize it once the damage is done. So be calm and look for the appropriate time to talk about something that is bothering you. I'm not asking you to bury it and never voice it. You must speak up, you must discuss, not with the intent to make the other person feel bad, but with the intent to seek solutions, answers. But be mindful of the situation, who are the people around you, Or do you have this tendency to speak up anything in front of anyone? If you avoid these mistakes in communication, believe me, you'll be able to take care of your relationship. If you can sensitize your partner, then that will be great. Because no matter you might try really hard, but if your partner doesn't make the same effort, if your partner commits these mistakes where the partner is not willing to listen, where the partner doesn't accept the mistake, then your relationship will suffer and you will suffer. Make an effort and take care of the relationship. On this note, I wish you all the best. Until then, stay awesome, stay productive.